Hi YouTubers, and welcome to yet another section of video games and consoles. This is Video Games and Consoles Collection, and this time I'm going to show you my collection in big chunks and collection episodes to give you guys an idea exactly what is in this loft of mine and tell a few stories along the way. Collection 1 coming up right now. Oh man, I haven't seen this in ages. Well, to start the collection for you, I've got my first ever Nintendo, which was actually the Super Nintendo. I received it for Christmas from my mum and dad on the first year it came out, and it came with Super Mario World, and I can remember it so vividly. I was so excited, and I played that game for 2 weeks non-stop till I completed it and found all the secrets and cheats. And that was an awesome day, and it's an awesome console, and I'm glad I've got it. Not long after, I bought the Scope 6, and I saved really hard for it, and my sister even pitched in and helped me out, and I remember getting it home and I played this for endless hours just like Super Mario World, and I got my mates over and we all had a great time, and it's got some really great quirky games of it, and I really love it, and it's a great accessory for the Super Nintendo. And then next, I've got my Nintendo 64. I've actually had 3 Nintendo 64s now. My first one I had came with the GoldenEye Special Edition pack, and I sold it. And when I had sold it, I so regretted it. And so I actually bought 2 more. And why not? Because it's such a great console. And I remember when it first came out, it was like a ridiculous amount of money. It was like about £600. And I didn't actually buy my first one until it came down to the normal price of £149, but it was an awesome console. It was worth every penny. Next, I've got my Nintendo 64 controller. I'm actually only showing you one of them because I only have one of them now, but I had each individual colour, and I made a really big thing about collecting all of them, and I have no idea what happened to them. So I'm absolutely gutted to say I've only got a blue one now, but hey, never mind. And then next, obviously, you've got the Rumble Pack. I actually think I first used the Rumble Pack during Star Fox 64. I remember seeing the adverts really well, and it just made me want to go out there and get one, and I'm glad I did, because it worked really well with the Nintendo 64 controllers and was a great innovative design and excellent piece of kit. And then one of my most favourite Nintendo 64 accessories was the Explorer 64, and if you haven't seen my GoldenEye review, then make sure you watch that, because I make a reference to the Explorer 64, and it was awesome during GoldenEye to get the extra levels during multiplayer. So if you haven't got one, grab yourself one, because it's one of my favourite things in my collection. And now moving on to the Xbox, I've actually had 2 Xboxes, and I've still got 2 Xboxes. The first one I actually bought in Australia when the tourist rates were really amazing, and I actually bought another Xbox, this one, the Crystal limited edition one, so I could play multiplayer with my wife and play Halo, and we played it non-stop. I mean, we haven't played that for a long time now, but we used to play it all the time, and it's really good with the hookup, with the multiplayer hookup, with 2 consoles. And 6 years ago, I finally decided to spend a bit of money, and I got myself a mint condition NES, and I never looked back, and I'm so glad I've got one now in my collection. I even remember swapping my Super Nintendo for a NES for a couple of weeks, and I never regretted that either, and it's got some awesome games, as we all know, and it's one of the best parts of my collection. And then next up, we've got my Zapper, and I used it during episode 2 of Video Games and Consoles, and if you haven't seen that episode, check it out, because I do some crazy stuff with the gun, and it's a great piece of kit, and it was very accurate, and it also went very, very well with Duck Hunt as well. And now next I've got my Dreamcast, which I bought about 7 years ago, and I bought it particularly for the games that were coming out, and I really enjoyed playing on it, even though the controllers were slightly oversized. And then I got a bit of a Dreamcast bug, and I bought the keyboard, the steering wheel, and the House of Dead gun pack. And then I bought the keyboard, which I've never used. It was purposely for the internet, and I've never even used it. I never even got it hooked up or anything, so I've never even taken it out of the plastic. I never even touched it. But it's in my collection, and it goes very well with the Dreamcast. And then I bought the steering wheel. It's not the greatest, and it doesn't have any pedals or anything like that. It's still in very good condition, and it's just a collectible for the Dreamcast, basically. And then finally, for my Dreamcast collection, I got the House of the Dead limited edition gun, which is awesome. The House of the Dead series is really good fun, and they've had some classic games now, and I've really enjoyed playing them, especially in the arcades as well. And I've had some really good fun with this gun because it works very well with this game. And here's my DS. It's the first model, as you can see. Obviously they brought out others now, but I'm not really bothered about getting the others because this one has quite good memory for me. I actually stood in line the first night it came out here in England. I was waiting outside a store called Game, like a video game store here in England, and at 2 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold, waiting for the store to open, and it finally did. And I went in, bought all the accessories and the games, and I got home and I played it endlessly. I never went to sleep that night, and I had work the next day, but still it didn't matter, and it's a great console. And then finally, obviously, I've got my Philips VideoPac to show you, which is the latest item that I've actually bought. And if you haven't seen my review on the VideoPac, then check it out. It's part 5 in Video Games and Consoles from the Loft. And that's the end of my collection. Well, thanks for watching the first part of my collection videos. There's going to be many more to come, but first off I've got to get all this lot hooked up to the loft and packed away. But there'll be another episode in the next couple of weeks. And don't forget to watch this Sunday special of Video Games and Consoles from the Loft. I hope you have a great weekend. Take care, and I'll see you soon.